My wife lied, got caught, and lied on top of that lie. I'll make this short. My wife and I have been married for 5 months. I knew she was married once prior to marrying her. I also had one previous marriage. Fast forward to a few months ago, I was filling out a passport document for her. It asked for previous last names, so I Googled her. What popped up? Her divorced name, which I knew about, her maiden name, and another last name. So I dug some more, found a court record for this other marriage. I confronted her about the lie, which she wouldn't take ownership for. Fought with her for hours to get her to admit she lied, and that it was wrong. During this conversation, I explained that I wasn't upset at the amount of previous marriages now too, when I only knew of one, but I was upset at the lie. I made her promise she wasn't hiding any other marriages, children, etc. She said, I swear on my mom and dad's lives. So I forgave her and moved on. Well, just a few days ago, guess what your boy finds out on the internet? There's another marriage that was hidden from me. Yep, yes. I confronted her. Again, she became defensive. She said things like, well, I didn't stop you from looking. And, lol, it's not a big deal. I was young. She's also lied about some other things. Small example, a photo of her sister hanging on the wall. One day, asked which of her 2 sisters it was. She flipped out on me, tore all the photos down, and threw them away. A few days later, she fessed up and said it was actually her in the photo. What the? I told her I want a divorce. I don't think she believes me. I brought home divorce papers for her to sign, but she's refusing. She also stole the paperwork that I went to the courthouse to get and spent 2 hours filling out and manipulated me into agreeing to talking before she'd give them back. These are 3 of many lies, albeit these are the most significant lies. But there's more. This is a fraction of what we've been going through. I could write a book about all the hell she's put me through. So, what's your take? I need advice.
Husband hit me while holding baby during argument. Before bed at a.m., our baby woke unexpectedly. I took over feeding as we bottle feed her. Just before I proceeded to feed her, my husband jokingly said that I would be the one handling the next feeding in the morning. Neither of us enjoys early morning feedings due to the limited sleep we get, and falling back asleep can be difficult. I value time with our baby, but frequent interruptions drain me. As a light sleeper, falling asleep takes time. Our baby's feeding routine lasts 40 minutes to an hour and a half. Late bedtimes result from our work. When my husband suggested I handle the morning feeding, I felt disappointed but didn't vocalize it. Later, I carefully asked if he could handle the next feeding instead, emphasizing my need for uninterrupted sleep. His response was nonchalant, stating I could decide. Sensing his reluctance, I insisted that I truly needed uninterrupted sleep and requested that he take care of the morning feeding. He responded with questioning my desire for 7 hours of uninterrupted sleep. Feeling offended, I explained that I hadn't had a full 7 hours of sleep in quite some time, unlike him, who has been getting 7 hours of uninterrupted sleep almost this entire week. My comment upset him. He argued that my pumping routine would disrupt any hope for uninterrupted sleep. He said that I'm doing this again, comparing efforts unfairly, and revisited past arguments where I had expressed feeling overwhelmed and unfairly burdened. Despite acknowledging his contributions and agreeing to work on my perspective, I felt misunderstood this time. My intention wasn't to belittle his efforts but to advocate for my need for rest. Juggling childcare responsibilities, household chores, and resuming work just a week after giving birth, I realized my exhaustion clouded my judgment, leading to the argument. While I primarily handled feeding the baby and household tasks, my husband was equally dedicated to childcare and managing our responsibilities. Recognizing my oversight, I committed to a more balanced perspective moving forward from the past argument. As our argument heated up, my husband's temper flared, something he's aware of. He felt I was unfairly comparing efforts and overlooking his contributions. He said, "You got what you want now. You will take care of all of the feedings, walking the dog, and cleaning the cat litter by yourself moving forward." Trying to calm him down, I approached him while changing our baby's diaper and held his hands, asking him to talk it out calmly. However, he forcefully pushed me onto the bed. I retreated to the changing table to bring our baby back to the bassinet, giving up on calming him down. In a subsequent moment of shock, he slapped my arm hard, the arm I was using to hold our baby. The physical aggression stunned me, as he had never hurt me physically before. Instinctively, I knew I needed to protect myself and our baby, so I immediately told him that we are sleeping in separate rooms and taking on all childcare responsibilities myself. He apologized via text the following day, acknowledging his actions and promising it wouldn't happen again. While I appreciated the apology, I struggled to accept it, especially in a text manner, considering the gravity of the event. I communicated my need for time and space to process the situation. Despite still loving him and not wanting to disrupt our family dynamic, I found it challenging to resume our relationship as if nothing had happened. A part of me tried to rationalize the incident, convincing myself that it was just a slap on the arm and not truly violent. I also somewhat started it. However, another part of me recognized the severity of the situation and the need for serious consideration moving forward. By the way, our past arguments are always like this format. I said something stupid that offended him and he got pissed and escalated and said words that belittle me, and then I got further pissed while continuing defending myself and cannot control my emotions to calm him down, and then he snaps. I recognize this is a vicious cycle, and I'm also disappointed that how can I always say things to piss him off so badly. He said that our fights are like me slapping him in the face first and he punches me back, not physically. It's a verbal analogy, and I should not have slapped him first. I'm not sure what to do next. I'm left hurt and confused. During our fight, he said that I told you our fights are going to get worse. We should just get a divorce. I don't know how our future fights are going to look like. Am I the asshole for telling my brother he can't have it both ways? I am a Sam with my 3-year-old son while my husband works full-time. This story involves my brother. He is also a parent and lives with his wife and 2 kids. My brother and his wife both work during the day, and their youngest goes to daycare 3 days a week. The rest of the week, they usually relied on my mom for childcare. However, she has recently started refusing and said they need to find other arrangements. This caused a pretty big rift in their relationship, to the point where my brother wasn't speaking to our mom and my sil refused to spend Christmas with her. They're on better terms now, but it was quite tense. My brother has asked if I can take my nephew for the 2 days a week. I agreed. It is a bit of extra work for me, but he is a good kid and my son looks forward to seeing his cousin. We had this arrangement going since right after the holidays. Last week, I asked my brother if he and his wife could take care of my son on the Saturday, as my husband and I were attending a child-free wedding. Originally, my Mill had volunteered to babysit, but unfortunately she had to cancel as she was sick. My brother agreed. The next day, he sent me a long text message saying that he and his wife agreed that I put them on the spot and made them feel that they had to babysit, and that they aren't obligated to watch my son just because we're family, and that they might have other things to do. I was quite annoyed at this, especially since I've been watching their child without complaining. I admit it was a last-minute request, but I think my brother is being crazy and reasonable. I texted him back and said he can't have it both ways, expecting me to help him out with childcare because we're family. But I can't expect the same from him, and that if that's the way he wants it, I'm not watching his son anymore. My brother says I'm being childish and that he didn't say he won't watch my son, just that I shouldn't expect him to always say yes since he and his wife are very busy, and it's not like us attending the wedding was urgent. He's now not speaking to me. My mom told me to just not play his game, but I just need some outside opinions here. Am I the asshole for telling my daughter if she pays for her sister's college then I will stop favoring her with my money? I will try to make this as clear as possible. My mother had a fund that was supposed to be for both of the grandchildren. She told me multiple times it was for both of the kids. She also informed the girls that they have money. She passed away unexpectedly. My oldest, named Shelley, was the only one on the fund and it is legally hers. She didn't share it with her sister Grace and she has a huge head start in life with it. Due to this money, she has been able to go to college debt-free and is going to buy a house soon. My husband and I have been scrambling to give as much money as possible to Grace since she really got screwed over. Even with all our help, she still needs to take out student loans. Grace is working while in college and she found a student job that gives free housing. The issue is that she needs a car for it. So my husband and I are going to buy her a car because turning down this job will result in a ton of extra debt for her. Shelly found out about us getting the car and is pissed. She is upset with us favoring Grace and that she never got a car from us. I pointed out she doesn't need help financially at all. We argued for a while and I had enough. I told her that if she pays for her sister's college, then I will stop favoring her sister with my money. She called me a jerk and isn't responding. For more stories, subscribe to our channel and share your opinion in the comments.